Welcome back, Weebs, to another anime bracket video. Today we'll be discussing the best superpower anime. The anime include My Hero Academia, Bleach, Attack on Titan, One Piece, Naruto, Geass, One Punch Man, and Dragon Ball. All feature anime have the superpower tag on my anime list. Now, let's begin. Starting off today's video in round 1, My Hero Academia vs Bleach. I'm still on the first episode for Bleach. I will eventually one day finish Bleach, start watching it, watch the first episode for the 5th time and then watch the second one. That will be done. I haven't seen that, so I can't really say much about it. If you're a Bleach fan, let me know the basis of the superpowers down in the comments. For My Hero Academia, most characters that we see have a superpower. It is pretty much the anime where superpowers prosper, and that is the superpower anime. So My Hero is going to advance, and we'll have to give more information on that in the later rounds. One Piece vs Attack on Titan. You wouldn't think Attack on Titan would be a superpower anime, but it has the tag on my anime list, so I decided I love Attack on Titan, might as well put it in this list. The superpowers in Attack on Titan, it's pretty much the Titan shifters, that's considered superpowers. There's a lot more in the manga from what we've seen in the anime, but the Titan shifters is pretty much the idea behind the superpowers. A regular human can turn into a Titan where they have control of that, and each Titan has their own special abilities. They're superior than other ones. So the Colossal Titan, he's large, you can exert steam from him. The Armored Titan has armored plating around him. Aaron's Titan, the Founding Titan, whatever you want to consider, it's all around good at everything. The Beast Titan has superior intellect. There's a whole lot of things like that. They all have their own aspect, and you consider maybe Misakai and Levi having somewhat superpowers, which is rage mode to just stomp on people when they want to, so consider that. It's versus One Piece. One Piece has different types of superpowers. It has the Devil Fruits, which a good bunch of the cast have, and then we have a new concept, or a newer concept, known as Haki, which most characters relevant to the series right now have a certain level of Haki, and there's different stages of that. There's Armament Haki, which is pretty much attacking. There's Sensing Haki, where you can sense stuff, and then there's Conqueror's Haki, which captains have and very strong people have, where they can knock people out with their presence. Superpower aspect, I think One Piece just destroys Attack on Titan, because Attack on Titan, all they really have in the superpower world is people can turn into these giant meaty armored things and fight, while in One Piece there's different Devil Fruits. Each one of them is different to another. No two Devil Fruit are the same, and there's different levels of Haki. You can mix them together, and One Piece is moving on. Next up is Naruto vs Geass. The superpowers in Naruto pretty much outline as the ninjutsu they use, the different elements and how they can use it to adjust to their style. Just the idea of what a ninja can do, which is unhuman, so the clones, and is any physical element attack based, so Fireball, Rasengan, Chidori all have wind, fire and lightning elements, so all that's considered superpower. Then you can kind of consider the Nine Tails, and pretty much anything after Naruto, the Shippuden, everyone has some superpower. Super speed, it's everything's about that. Up against Geass, which has a very different down low superpower. It's pretty much the Geass ability that I think less than 5 characters have throughout the series, and it's an ability with their eyes that give them a best special ability, such as main character Lush has the ability to control people one time, so you can say something or tell someone to do something one time, and they'll, no matter what, end up doing that. You can tell them to kill themselves, they'll kill themselves right there, whatever you said. And there's another one who can read the minds of people, and then so on so along like that. I think when it comes to using the superpowers, Geass shines it. There's more of, and superpowers make up the story of Naruto much more. Every ninja has a superpower somewhat, whether it be super strength with Lee and stuff like that, this over the top physical abilities, that's all superpowers. But in Code Geass they use it much better, and I think with that alone, Code Geass is gonna advance. The last two anime in round one, One Punch Man and Dragon Ball. So the Dragon Ball superpowers, it's pretty much the superpower anime before My Hero was a thing, with the idea of Ki being the fundamental base of all powers or all subhuman superpowers in Dragon Ball. The idea of Ki increasing your power, allowing you to power up more, shoot blasts on like any part of your body, eyes, mouth, hands, legs, back, like all crazy different stuff. It's very simple, there's nothing really extreme, it's pretty much all the same. Every character has pretty much similar abilities, especially later on in Dragon Ball Z level. Pretty much just a character will have a different color like Ki attack. So like for example, Goku and Super Saiyan will have like a golden Ki attack with his Kamehameha being blue. And then most of the Frieza attacks are either pink or purple. And it's pretty basic. And now with One Punch Man, the superpowers come from what you want in the world in One Punch Man, especially with the villains. So there'll be a number of villains, so like a guy you meet at the start, the crab latte guy, so he turned into a crab monster with like crab superpower because he liked to eat crab, and that's pretty much the basics. Some guy liked the lizard so much that he turned into a lizard, and Saitama wanted to be the greatest, strongest hero, so he became the greatest, strongest hero. And then there's the superpowers that come along with that is the basis of the story. And I think that's pretty interesting, and I enjoy One Punch Man more, so that will advance. In round 2 we have My Hero Academia vs One Piece and Code Geass vs One Punch Man. So with My Hero, they have superpowers known as Quirks, where most characters you see have some certain power that's different to another slightly. There's some overlapping abilities, but most characters have a different ability. And that can range from Momo having the quirk to create anything that she knows like the fundamentals of, or like how it's made. She knows how to make it, she can just create that. To Deku, which has like All for One, which is pretty much Superman, super strength, super speed, and then like All for One having the power to take quirks and whole lot of stuff like that. Anything you can really think of, there's probably a quirk about it. There's shadows, there's being a frog is a quirk, similar to the one I mentioned for One Punch Man. You like lizards so much you turn into a lizard. It's not really like that. You are born with your quirk in most cases for My Hero, unlike in One Punch Man where you get the quirk. So My Hero, you're born with it in most cases, except for the All for One quirk where you get given that by something. You can't be born with that. Every other quirk you're born with, and you develop as you age. So yeah, that's the basis of that. Now up against One Piece. So many ones in this. One Piece, the Devil Fruits are all different. There's no overlap because in My Hero there's a lot of overlaps. One can have super speed, but one can also have super speed, just using it in a different way. Like the school captain, I forget his name, his super speed comes from like motors in his legs, or another character just might have super jump speed, which allows them to move at a insane amount of speed. So it's pretty simple like that. In One Piece, the abilities are not like, they're not born with. They have to find either a devil fruit and eat it, and then they have that ability. They don't know what ability it is until they eat the devil fruit. So with Luffy, he has the Gumma Gumma no Mi, which turns him into a rubber man. We have a whole range that turn into a lot of animals. There's 3 different types of devil fruit. There's a Zonin, the Mystic, or there's a different types, variations, but in short, there's like elements. So there's like water, there isn't a water devil fruit, but there's like ice, lava, fire. Then there's the Zonin, which is like creatures, and then there's subcategories for them, and then there's Paramecia, which is pretty much Luffy's one, which is this random other stuff. It could be like rust attacks, gum, and all that type of stuff, springs, and yeah. And then adds on top of that, there's the Haki that most main characters that are fighters will have in the story at this point, where they can increase their basic attack, their defense, their speed, their insight to the surroundings. So with them two aspects being coming together, and just the variety of what can be done with the devil fruits and the haki combined, I think that puts it onto the final. Last two in round 2 is Code Geass vs One Punch Man. Very different uses of anime, or uses of superpowers in anime. One Punch Man, like I mentioned earlier, has the whatever you want, you get that ability, but it's not only just that. There's like some outliers. The villains as well have superpowers where it's somewhat the same, you want that, but there's some like outliers like Garo, who similar to Saitama just wants to be a villain, and so he is a villain, and from his hard work just gets really strong. It's not really superpowers. Then there's the villain organization that we met in season 2, where they can turn in people into like monsters to increase their power. So it's not really just you want to be that, you become that. It's somewhat like that, but not always. The use of superpowers in One Punch Man isn't as well done as Code Geass, because most characters you meet will have some type of ability or power, whether it be good or bad, and most of them just get bodied by Saitama if they're a villain, or if they're a friendly, you don't really see them that much. And even there's not many characters that have a superpower, because there's like samurais and stuff that just have sword abilities. That's not really a superpower, even though they can cut at an atomic level. I'm referring to Atomic Samurai. And then there's Geass, who just is a cyborg, overpowered cyborg. Nothing really superpower-esque about him, but yeah, with Code Geass, the Geass ability and the way pretty much Lelouch uses it throughout the story. On this list, his main character status is untouchable. Him as a character destroys everyone on this list. In the superpower aspect, he uses it very well, very entertaining to use, and it makes up his involvement in the whole story. He's relying on that ability, or he's using that ability in such interesting and enjoyable ways, and with that alone, I think using the superpower in the anime, it makes it what it is, one of the greatest anime. One Punch Man also one of the greatest anime, but I think Code Geass is overall better, so Code Geass is going into the final. In the final, One Piece vs Code Geass. Who will win the superpower anime bracket? Let's go. So One Piece, the combined use of devil fruits and haki to make up all the fighters in the series, which is a lot. It's great, it's used well in every fight. There's like different things you see, different things that can come from. You can advance the ability to get stronger and stronger. Luffy using the devil fruit aspect of it, it's based on your imagination, so whatever you can think of, you can use your ability to do that. And then atop on that, there's another stage to devil fruit, which is awakening, which changes the devil fruit in some way. The awakenings we haven't seen very many. We've seen Kategori, which for the Paramissa type devil fruit, so like Luffy and Kategori and Doflamingo, they can affect their surroundings. So Doflamingo is able to make strings come out and make like a bird cage around their fighting area. Kategori could turn the floor and surrounding into Muchi, which is his devil fruit. It's like some type of solid / liquid thing. And then when Luffy gets an awakening, he'll probably turn his surroundings into rubber, so you'll be able to bounce off them like crazy and do some intense attacks. It's all based off your imagination. That's what your power increases on. Now with Code Geass, it's somewhat similar. Pretty much how intelligent you are and how you can use your ability decides what good comes from it. Lelouch, one of the smartest characters in anime, was able to use his ability to take over the strongest military force in the world. So there's that. There's not very much reliance on like development of that ability. It gets to a point where if you use that superpower or Geass ability too much, you won't be able to stop using it. So both of your eyes will turn into that ability, and at all times you'll have that ability active, or at first you won't be able to control it. So at first in the series, when it first started, when he got his ability, he could activate one of his eyes and do it whenever he wanted, but him overusing that ability, this created an issue where if he told someone to do something, even if he wasn't purposely trying to activate his Geass ability, it would activate on its own, and then he had the eternal thing where if he looked at someone and told him to do something, it's going to happen no matter what. So he does control that afterwards, but that can cause an issue and a slight problem with the superpower as a whole. Animes versus each other, I prefer Code Geass, even though One Piece is greatness, but animes, just in basics for getting superpower, Code Geass is the better anime. But when it comes to superpowers and the superpowers, how it affects the story and makes it what it is, I think One Piece is superior, and One Piece is the victor of the superpower anime bracket. Very cool. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what bracket type video you want next. I'll love to know your thoughts on this video as a whole, what you think your favorite superpower anime is, or what you would like me to feature next time. And that's it, guys. Peace.